Sometimes I find myself annoyed. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of lack of sleep, but it's so easy to just blame that on someone else, on something, and it sort of spreads into every single thing, into things you read, the things you see, and it's just such a nasty like mentality. And what always works for me to keep myself humble, I suppose, is just ask myself, who are you? Who do you think you are? Still managing, still sort of making sure that I sort of have some sort of self love, of course, but um, just a mere question of who do you think you are, in the sense that you're 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 special to somebody, to some people, but in the bigger picture, you're nobody. Um, you're just as mortal, and vulnerable as every other person. I just found out on the news that Sam, I don't, what was his last name? I think it was Sam Neill or something like that. The guy from Jurassic Park. Um, you just see these people, very famous people, die, influencers die, artists die, young and old, and you sort of get the reality check. They're not indestructible. They're not immoral. They're just normal people, dude. And so am I. And the scary part about that, I think the title for this video will be careful. Just careful in the information you take in. It may be dark, it may be whatever, but it's actually meant for something good, what I talk about. But you sort of have these sort of things happening to these people, and they turn into news, they turn into a guy speaking about it on the video, and they are gone. They are gone. Me watching this video, the experience I had can go out like this, like your phone dropping and shattering. That is how quick it can happen. I do not wish for this, knock on wood, for me and for you, but there is some sort of scary part about that. No, how easily it can happen. When I was on vacation in June, all the best to the people I was with. They did actually have no part in this. It was mostly my fault, but I was walking up a famous staircase or something, with a friend of mine, and we got, when I was at the bottom, I knew that this was going to be very hard, because I looked at the top and it was, we're talking about over 900 steps, very, very, very steep, and it was 30 degrees. I hadn't drank almost any water at that part, from like the bottom to the top of the mountain, and continue, and I start to get a little bit worried, a little bit scared, actually, because I got worried about getting heat stroke or something. I'm not sure what the term is, some sort of heat stroke, because I got dizzy, started tingling things in my fingers, over in my body. I started to feel quite sick, and all the other people walking by, it wasn't many, but all the other people, the people that were walking by, we asked how long, or how far up are we? Is it, are we nearly there? They said no. and you expect to hear yes, but they were right, and there was no easy or no walk in the park. So I was really starting to get worried. Nearly nothing of shade to just sit down by, and I was I was actually, and my friend got very worried, bless her soul, and I got quite worried. I was really debating just sitting down, and she offered to go up and try to get some water and stuff like that. But I, you know, gathered up the courage and still continued. Even though it was very tough, and you just saw people walking by, like, all glad and happy. It was such a weird experience. Really just almost asking for help. But we got to the top. I started drinking water. I ate some chips. We bought a bunch of different things to make sure I got electrolytes and just water to just pour on the whole of my body, um, close to my body as well. And I still got very sick from just drinking and stuff. But it later eventually got a lot better than when I've gotten some liquid in me. But I just thought of it right there and then, similar to the experience I had when I almost got run over by a car, where I had to jump out of the way and the car had to go on the other side of the road, and they just drove off and nobody asked if I was okay, and there were like 10 people. I mean, sure, I'm not the center of the universe here, but I expect some "are you okay? What the fuck was that? What is the car doing?" Because it was a path walk where you're supposed to go and you're supposed to stop. But when that heat thing I just sort of thought, oh wow, that's how small I am. Because maybe I was close to a heat stroke, maybe dying, maybe not. But if I were, I would be. This is where it gets a bit weird in my thoughts. I would just be 1001 died of heat stroke this month. Is that weird or bad to think? I don't know. I just thought of it right there and then. It was like, wow, okay, this is how it can go. This is how it goes for a lot of people. And probably I wasn't that bad compared to other people suffering that way. But it just clocked in my head, like, okay, the family would be, devastated, but in the news it would be that many people died of heat stroke. One of them were from our country. Um, I suppose that was going to be one of them, but it's just that sort of kind of thought. You read about all these kind of statistics, death on the news, and just sort of trying to really understand how devastating and tragic, just how much one life, just how tragic one life could be, right? My life is your life. My experience is your experience, right? Feelings. This is some sort of sympathetic empathy or whatever. I don't really know, but their death is your death. That makes sense, because that person is no different to you, other than you know what. But we're not super beings, and yes, there are diseases that can catch onto you and kill you. You're not indestructible. Maybe this is just me having not good enough sleep for the last couple of days, but that is how the shit works, right? That is how vulnerable we are. So when you read about the Ebola outbreak in Congo, where a bunch of people get killed, yeah, that's you. They get the disease without knowing, and they fucking die. Um, and that could happen to every single one of us. And you read about stories about brain eating bacteria. Yes, that could happen to you. Yes, it could. So I think my message is, and me, knock on wood, hope that doesn't happen to any of us, but cancer, right? All these kind of things, right? You read about like maybe one of the weirdest sort of ways of dying. I don't know, just electrocuted, or this is not weird, but road tragedies on the road, right? The Okay, let's put into thought. You drive a car, or you walk on a car path, and you die like this. No sort of experience, no sort of all this and that. You're just dead. The same way you're sleeping and waking up, just not waking up. Your conscience isn't there anymore. You're just gone. Maybe this is sort of not the best when it comes to anxiety and stuff like that. So that's why the title is careful, just as a warning. But that is legit, and that is just me sort of waking up to some stuff. I don't know. So my thing is, or recommendation, whatever. Don't take things for granted. Um, Maybe this is just me getting insane, but when you see all these kind of deaths on the news, it's worrying. Yeah, is it called empathy, sympathy? I don't know, but being able to try and be in their shoes, or whatever it's called, but that is it, right? People die from so many things every year, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if it's at least 100,000 that dies every day. Is it every day? I'm not sure. Maybe it is every day. Maybe it is every year. I don't know. I don't really know. Don't quote, or fix it if I don't know. But my thing is, like, be in the present. Be just everything is so beautiful. The clouds, it's summer, it's blue, it's green, it's white clouds, beautiful. It's my guitar, it sounds amazing when someone else is playing. The book is so good, the movie is so good, the food is great, the company is amazing. I didn't achieve everything I did, but it was a good day, and a day nonetheless. There's so many people. You Sometimes I find myself just thinking about dumb shit. Like, okay, imagine getting told you got this and that terminally ill thing, and you get the sort of message, or get told that you don't have long enough to live, and then you suddenly are different to everybody else. You're not moving the same way into the future anymore as anyone else that's going to live on. But all those kind of things, it's just like, it's so complex. I mean, my head is going to explode pretty soon, and I have to wake up at 4 in the morning tomorrow. Shit. But yeah, it's just so complex, man. And yeah, being able to be in someone's shoes, I guess. But I don't know. It's just weird, no? because your grief is their grief. Your bad day is their bad day. You know, we all share, you know, these kind of emotions and stuff and experiences that are going to happen to every single person. But at the same time, like, a lot of us are more lucky than we take for and we take it for granted. Or I feel like we maybe do that. I don't want to say you all do it, but I think a lot of us are. I don't know. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's 15 minutes. Oh, I definitely need to talk about this again if I'm at 16 minutes almost. So yeah, it just exploded when I'm it's been quite a lot of death news, I think on the news. And it's just gotten me into that sort of mindset. But yeah, I mean, people die of so many things, so many different things, and yeah, this got turned really dark. Well, I hope you all stay well and healthy. Knock on wood, as me as well. And yeah, don't take things for granted. And maybe that will be the title. I'll think about it. But yeah, hope you had a good day. Hope you will have a good day. I wish you the best as always. Have a laugh, have a smile, be kind, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care and goodbye.